Tony from Bookeasy, and congratulations on setting up your Bookeasy console. It's now time to set up your property and your rooms, and it's over to Chris, who's going to help you with this.
Okay, so we're going to look at setting up properties and rooms for accommodation providers. And our full agenda today, we will be looking at the idea of self-managed operators versus channel managers. I'll then move on to physically setting up your rooms, and from there I will set up your default rates. So I have logged into an operator console, and I will assume the previous video tutorial on setting up your business details has been completed. Now, before we go to set up the rooms, we'll just have a little bit of a discussion about a channel manager. And the question is, so are you using a channel manager which connects to Bookeasy, or a property management system which connects to Bookeasy via Res Online? So we have a range of accommodation and tour channel partners which map to Bookeasy. They include Res Online, SiteMinder, Little Hotelier, TravelClear, Freeloader, Secom, HighSite, channelmanager.com.au, Update 24/7, Front Desk, ARA, RMS, Lavart, Newbook, Star, Straight, Beds24.com, MotelMate and Book and Link. And very soon we will have EasyCentrix and Yes Book It. If you are using one of these approved channel managers, you must be set up in Bookeasy prior to doing any mapping across to your channel manager. Once the mapping has occurred, all rates, availability and stop sells will be managed in your channel manager or property management system. Res Online is a sister company of Bookeasy under the Tourism Holdings parent. The Res Online specialist staff are able to assist you with mapping to Bookeasy and will be able to assist with booking questions in the process. So we're logged into our console and we'll click on the button that says Rooms and Rates. To set up a new room, we'll click here, and many of the fields are self-explanatory. First thing is to put in the room type. So my room type is a studio apartment, and I'll select this button as I do wish this room type to be available for online bookings. If this button is unticked, this room will effectively be archived. How many actual rooms do you have refers to the number of rooms you are making available to the Bookeasy network. Please note that you do have the ability to manually adjust the availability at any time or map through to your channel manager. However, this amount is a ceiling. So I'm going to put in 10, and once it configures to 10, we'll just do some copying and pasting. These fields are relevant only to the property management system room manager. Our room configuration is studio. From the drop-down list, if ever you find a drop-down list does not meet your requirements, please reach out to your mothership local booking centre to get the list manually adjusted. You also have the ability to put in a booking deadline, also to allow whether online bookings are only available if you have back-to-back bookings. Care must be taken with these, as putting conditions on the booking process may not entice your customer to continue. The maximum number of guests in this studio room is 2. I don't have a maximum number of stays. The description, there is no reason why you cannot copy this from your website, but this is where you can put in a bedding description. You may also put in information about kitchens and balconies, etc. Please note that if you are offering choice of bedding, it is highly recommended to utilise booking questions to cover this. This will be covered in another video tutorial. The current bedding configurations we will leave blank as this functionality has been upgraded, and now we can move down to our rate setup. In this case, my studio apartment will take 2 adults, and it will be the same price whether it is 1 adult or 2. The default rate is $150. As I do not take any more than 2 people, any fields I put in here will be overridden, so I will mark a 0 at this stage. Last minute inclusion is no longer required for website bookings. You also have the ability to say whether your rooms will take infants and or children. The field to do with include infants in passenger count, this is mainly to do with fire and health regulations in your local area. If this button is clicked, it means infants are included in the capacity of your room. If it is left unclicked, In this case for the studio room, 2 adults and an infant may book this room. Campaigns and packages will be covered in a later video tutorial. So I've set up my first room, I'll click on save and you'll notice that my first room has now been saved. To set up additional rooms you have 2 choices. You can either select add a new room and start from scratch, or you may copy an existing room which will set up a clone and you are able to continue from there. So in this case I have 5 one-bedroom apartments and I can complete configurations as required. The one-bedroom apartment will take a maximum of 3 people, to which the main bedroom has a queen-size bed and a single bed is located in the lounge room for the 3rd guest. In this case, although I take a maximum number of 3 people, the rate is based on 2 people. So for 1 or 2 guests, the rate will be $200 per night. The extra adult will be $50 or an extra child will be $30 and we'll save. So we have 2 rooms set up. The next stage is to set up your default rates. Your default rates may then be overridden by your channel manager on an ongoing basis, or if you are a self-managed operator, you will be able to maintain them on an ongoing basis. So for our studio apartment, we will select Edit Daily Rates. And the first thing you need to decide is, do you have a minimum night stay for this room type? So we'll click on Add Rate, and for this room we will take a 1 night stay. The default rate will auto-populate here. You may change this if necessary, but I will select Create a Rate. At this stage, my studio apartment is available at a nightly rate of $150. You may also set up other rates as applicable. As an example, if you offer a 2-night rate. So I'll select Add Rate, and if you stay 2 nights or more, the rate drops down to $140 per night, and then I'll select Create Rate. You'll notice that separate rate lines now appear for this room. This is essential as well for channel mapping, and you may repeat this process for all room types. So I'll select from the drop-down menu 1-bedroom apartment. And for a 1-bedroom apartment, I do not take a 1-night rate. So I can select Add Rate, change the minimum number of nights to 2. The rate will be $200 per night, and I will create the rate from there. So you have now loaded your rooms and you have set up your default rates. If you are using a channel manager, you are now at the stage where you can map across, and please contact your channel manager for assistance. If you do not use a channel manager, you will need to manually adjust your rates and availability in your Bookeasy console. Our next video tutorial will cover editing your rates.